what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. I'm your host, the Tricology himself, Trico, and today, it's gonna be a pretty short episode. Yeah, but I still got a couple of updated news for you guys today in the world of entertainment. But before we get into all the updated news today, we got to talk about some sad news that came out of this weekend, and we lost two legends this weekend. One was Nichelle Nichols, who was originally one of the stars from the original Star Trek. Yeah, she was a trailblazer, inspiration to all, especially like all the old school African American actors who was in the world of sitcoms. Back in the day, who are trailblazers for other future African American women and also men across the world who are playing in sitcoms, movies, and anything that you can think of. The rest in peace to her. And also, we lost should I say, NBA legend, Hall of Famer, and one of the greatest players to ever play the game. He was a former Boston Celtic, and it was Bill Russell. And listen, you might have your LeBrons, you might have your Steph Currys, you might have your Tim Duncans, but listen, Bill Russell is the 11-time NBA champion. And I don't care what nobody say. Nobody is ever going to reach 11. Nobody. Nobody is ever going to make it. But not only being a 11-time NBA champion, but he was the first African American to ever coach an NBA team. Throughout after his time being an NBA player, well, he only played with one team, and that's the Boston Celtics during this time as an NBA player. But after his NBA playing days was over, and when he switched to the coach role position, he has coached the Boston Celtics. He's coached the former Seattle Sonics and also the Sacramento Kings. He just passed this weekend. And again, rest in peace to Bill Russell. We're gonna miss you, and there will be no other player like you. So those are the passings of this week with two legends in the game, respectively. Moving on to our updated news going on. So first off, Nope land the biggest opening for an original movie since 2019's Us. So this is what Screen Rant had to say. Nope has pulled in a total of $44 million at the domestic box office in its opening weekend, making it number one. This result was slightly lower than expected gross, around 50, unfortunately. However, it still makes the film the highest opening for a non-IP original film since Us, which had an opening of $71 million. And not only does Nope has the highest opening for original film in quite some time, but it's also one of the three original films to hit number one in the box office for their original weekend in 2022. The other two were the Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum's adventure rom-com Lost City, which opened to $30.5 million, and the Basil Luhrmann's Helm music biopic Elvis, which made $31.2 million. So I told you that Jordan Peele will be making big moves. Well, whatever Yeah, he has his movie on screen. So this no surprise to me. So it's just a matter of how he's gonna top his other the previous movies. So what, like I mentioned before in my movie review when I did for No, so Jordan Peele has a way of style of changing the pace when it comes to horror movies. Like I said, for Get Out, it was a psychological thriller. Us was a slasher film, and then No was a science fiction more monster film. So it's gonna be very interesting. What's he gonna do in his next film that he wanted to direct? So we just can't wait to see. But still, congratulations on making a good amount of numbers for Nope in the box office. So let's see how this streak gonna go in the next couple of weeks before it hits it hits its home release in to the homes. So moving on. Eagle Dragon series is coming to Disney Plus, and this is Variety what it had to say about it. An Eagle Dragon live-action TV series is in an early development at Disney Plus. Variety has learned exclusively from the sources the series will be based on Christopher Nolan's young adult novel series, Enhanced Cycle, with originally being the first of the 4 books in that series. According to sources, Paul Patil will serve as co-writer on the series. So it's going to be very interesting. So hopefully we get more news on that, and when will be the actual, when it's going to start production, and when it's going to be their target release date. So hopefully we get more news on that. And moving on, no X-Men characters until at least 2025, says the report. And this is what the Durant had to say about that. According to Cinema Saga, the reason why mutants are announced at Marvel's HR panel is that Marvel Studios cannot make their X-Men movie until at least 2025 due to the contractual situation with the original Fox stuff. Despite the introduction of mutants at the end of Ms. Marvel, there is no mutants in Phase 5. I know why. I know why there's no mutants. I know why this is going to take a while. This might be an individual mutants, and there be other characters that show a certain interest. That's why is the contractual situation with the original Fox stuff that could be in effect until 2025. If so, they won't use these actors, then they will have to wait until the contract all expires. So, listen. We still have a lot of unknown projects that wasn't announced at Comic-Con when Marvel released their Phase 6. So, I would say in 2025, that's when we might get the Mutants movie. So that's my prediction. I would say the Fantastic Four and the X-Men will be introduced in Phase 6. So that's my prediction. But hopefully we get a more announcement on Phase 6 at Disney's the D23 Expo. So hopefully we get some more news on that. But moving on, Namor, Kima Tatoya, not Atlantis in Black Panther 2. So this is what Screen Red had to say. Merchandise for Black Panther Wakanda Forever is now confirmed this theory. The Hebrews website is now accepting pre-orders for the merchandise related to Black Panther's Wakanda Forever, and the description of Marvel's Legends active feature of Namor, the Submariner, reveals that he isn't the ruler of Atlantis at all. Rather, it reads the ruler of Tucana, the ancient civilian hidden in the depths of the ocean. Namor will stop at nothing to protect his people. So, When I saw the trailer of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and I kind of watched the breakdown of the trailer, kind of give us like what is the actual movie's going to be about and what Namor's character is going to be. So even though he might be portrayed as a villain in this movie, but I feel like he's gonna return on the gonna be turned on the good side, because in the comics he's actually like an anti-hero. So I have a feeling he's gonna turn on the good side when it comes to when we get close to like to Act 3 of the movie. So that's my ball prediction. Even though he may look like the villain, but I think the actual villain will show up at the end or so. So you know how Marvel does with their villains. So I ain't even gotta explain that. So moving on. Pearl trailer, the prequel to X, drop a surprise preview trailer. So this is what Variety has to say. The upcoming horror film, once again directed and written by T. West, is set to follow Mia Goth's character Pearl from X. Pearl was a disturbed and murderous old woman from the original film, and the new prequel is set to follow a younger version of the character. The new film marks the first signs of the X franchise, an unexpected yet welcome move from A24 and West. I'm trying to build a world out of this like people do these days, West previously said in an interview with IndieWire. You can't make a slasher movie without a bunch of sequels. So if they're gonna make a franchise to the X, so it's gotta make sense, and they gotta make it worthy. But now with the prequel to X or Pearl, this actually makes sense, cause like we dive into the backstory of like how Pearl became this murderous woman. Like she was in her younger years, and how she became more devious, and in the first movie as like she was as old. So I'm kind of glad that they're exploring the villain's character back. So I can't wait for this movie. So this movie is gonna be very bloody, just like X. So I can't wait for the Pearl movie. And moving on. Marvel's Fantastic Four will not be a urgent story. So I guess they're gonna kind of skip all the original stuff, and it's kind of showing like how they got their powers and all that other stuff. So they might be going in the direction of how Spider-Man was introduced in the MCU. So but let's see what the Hollywood Reporter had to say. Over at Fox, the Fantastic Four previously had held a pair of Chris Evans starring films in Agatha, as well as a distraction box office miss in 2015 for director Josh Trank. Feige compared Marvel's new take on the heroes to its pact with Sony's to bring Spider-Man into the MCU, knowing that this will not be an urgent story. A lot of people know this urgent story. A lot of people know the basics. How do we take and bring something that has never been seen before, said Feige, who adds that's given to the super team launched in Marvel Comics universe back in 1961. We have set a very high bar for ourselves. We're bringing that to the screen. So all I want to know is who will be cast as the Fantastic Four. That's all I want to know. We already got a release date that it will be part of. It will start off. It's supposed to start off Phase 6, but originally there's supposed to be a project before the Fantastic Four. So we'll see how that goes. But all I want to know is who's gonna be cast as the Fantastic Four. That's all I want to know. But moving on. Harry Cavill's Comic-Con appearance stopped by COVID diagnosis, says the report. So this is what Jamie Corey had to say. Their movie is an original story. By the time the movie ends, Black Adam doesn't know who Shazam or Superman is. He is figuring out why. That the world is filled with superheroes. He has to adopt why he's here and what the world is about. So this gonna be very, and like I said, mentioned before, that Black Adam will be the first phase of how this new era of DC movies is gonna go, and same thing for Shazam, The Flash, and Aquaman 2. See how the DC extended universe is gonna go, and lastly for today, The Whale. Brendan Fraser totally unrecognizable in the first image. So this is what Screenwriter has to say about that. Fraser's role in The Whale is indeed perhaps the most challenging he's ever tackled. The film sees the star playing Charlie, a middle-aged man who has become a 600-pound reclusive after years of binge eating to deal with the guilt of leaving his family for a gay lover. Stranger Things, Sadie Sink co-stars as Elliot, the daughter of Charlie, who wants to reconnect after abandoning her years before. The cast also include Han Chun, Samantha Moore, and Ty Skimmins. So this is gonna be very interesting. How this movie go, but hopefully we get like a trailer or something to this movie, kind of explain what we got a little tease of what the movie about, but we want to see how these characters are gonna be looking like. But other than that, that's all the news I have for you guys for today. Let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, let me know in the comments below what do you think. What are your thoughts on the passing of Bill Russell and Nichelle Nichols as well. And like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new episodes are uploaded. And of course, if you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts, don't forget to follow me there. And go to the YouTube link in the description below and post your comments there as well. But other than that, this is Trico, and I'm signing off. Peace.